All right. So it's been a very, very hot minute since I've done any live stream or podcasting or any updates on the podcast. So thank you guys for tuning in. If you guys are tuning in or watching this later after this live stream here, I'll have this up on Facebook and YouTube afterwards as well. So you guys can just catch up on what I talk about or feel like just listening to whatever I ramble about today. Thank you guys for jumping on and watching. I don't have much going on about the podcast though, just to be honest, because it's been almost a year since I've recorded anything. I was looking at my like Facebook memories and all that stuff, and I saw that it's been almost a year since I recorded the episode 170 with um the voice of Nappa from Dragon Ball Z. I'm dropping his actual name, but I still have it edited and like uh still working on the edits in the program that I'm using, and I have not touched it since. So it's like been sitting there just uh clips here and there, but nothing too crazy. And I've been thinking about just like uploading everything unedited. Um at one point, I don't know if I want to do that now. I still want to try to at least edit a little bit to so that it doesn't sound so choppy or like have any long or awkward pauses. Um, but that's what I plan to do, or at least I can try to do in the future with these episodes. So it's still sitting there. It's nothing's changed yet. I've been so focused on just on Muay Thai and just work and trying to get my personal shit together. Um, I honestly, it's just weird touching like all this podcasting stuff again, like just sitting at my desk and like setting up the lights and touching the microphone again. It feels very new to me now. It doesn't I don't feel like I'm doing I don't feel like I've been doing this for like the longest. So uh hopefully if you guys are still tuning into these episodes or still re-listening to them, thank you. It means a lot because I've noticed that some episodes on the podcast as well have been like going up, like the episode with Mark Hildreth, the voice of Hiro Yui from Gundam Wing. Oops, that episode has been climbing up a little bit, has had some sort of resurgence again, so that was pretty cool. And I think he's been going to some cons too, so definitely if you guys find him at a convention or try to book him at a convention, go meet him. He's a really nice guy. um like the Lexi Nieto episodes, my favorite one. That one's at the top now for most watched on YouTube. or at least for my channel. And then there's other voice actors that's slowly coming back up again on the podcast, like Natalie Van Sistine, the voice of Yor. Thank God I recorded with her before the Spy Family movie dropped, because after the Spy Family movie, the views for that kind of went up a little bit too. So that was pretty cool to see some sort of like uh just for the stats and stuff on YouTube. Uh but yeah, that's pretty much it for the podcasting stuff. I don't have much to say about it besides just that, just like updating you guys about what's been going on. Um I don't know. I honestly I don't know what I'm gonna do with this podcast anymore, because like I keep telling myself like I want to get back into recording, and then I look at all the videos I want to edit or that I have to edit, and I just don't want to do it no more. So it, it's kind of like at a standstill. I've been on several episodes of other people's podcasts, like for What's in My Head podcast with Julian, and Animation Destination with Brandon. Shout out to those guys. Go and check out those episodes that I'm featured on with them. I think I did one. I did the Spy Family episode, Animation Destination, and I think with Julian, I think I recently recorded some with him, but I don't know if they're out yet. I'm not going to say which episode yet, just because I don't think it's out. Um, but we are planning to collaborate a little bit more in the future. I know we want to do more JJK related stuff or Jujutsu Kaisen stuff, and I know we want to do more My Hero stuff as well, just to kind of like recap on the latest shows or like the season and stuff like that. I don't think he's reading the manga at the moment, which I would love to talk about the manga with Julian, but he's not there, so I have to wait. But anyway, yeah. Just speaking of anime, man, I guess I can give my thoughts on some of this stuff that's been going on. Recently, the My Hero Academia manga has been announced that it's going to be ending in August. So we have less than a month before this entire series ends. If you're not caught up to the manga, please read it. I won't say much about like the spoilers or anything. I'm just very I'm very excited. I'm very like cautious on how Horikoshi is going to end this series, because it kind of went a different way than I thought it would. Um, but I don't hate it. I just kind of wish it went the way that I thought, like most people would want. But the manga itself, it's very I can say this, it's very predictable. I kind of figured where it was going once like the big moments were done. Like once all that stuff was out the way, it kind of just like slowed down quite a bit. And so that's where I'm kind of like I can wait on the ending too. It's not like nothing too big. I think right now the stuff that's like spoiling, that has a lot of spoilers, or like that has a lot of um I guess I don't want to say hype, but it's just like a lot of people are just anticipating it. It's just like Jujutsu Kaisen. That manga is, I don't know where the hell where that story is going now. It's like it's just all over the place at this point. But I'm still reading it just to see how it's going to end, because I do believe I'm on I'm on the train of that Sukuna is the main hero or the main character, not the other way around. So I can say that much about the manga. I think Sukuna is going to be the one that wins at the end, versus what we normally would think about like the heroes, or like what the good guys would do at the end. But that's going to be pretty exciting to see how that story ends. And I just caught up on Chainsaw Man as well. The latest chapter, oh my god, that one was pretty crazy. It was like Jujutsu Kaisen kind of went like sideways a little bit, and then it's slowly picking back up in the story. But I don't think it's going where I thought it would be going. I kind of wanted to see more of like the main plot line instead of all this like filler type stuff. So I don't know what they're gonna do with that, and I hope, if you think Yuji is suffering, wait till you read about Denji. I think Denji's in a worse situation than Yuji. Um, Demon Slayer, the the trilogy movie for the Infinity Castle arc has been announced. I'm super excited about that. The last episode was fucking amazing. Um, Honestly, I'm glad that they shortened this season up just to hype up the movies, because I would not have liked it if it was like all split up into seasons. I think with the movie budget and the quality, it's gonna top Mugen Train for sure, and I'm pretty sure it's gonna break a lot of like movie theater records. Um, especially being in an animated movie, and especially with Ufotable with how they've been doing. Because the last episode was pretty much a movie budget episode. That quality and like the way how the mansion, the Ubiyashiki mansion, just exploded. It looked really like realistic, and I was in awe. Like I could not believe like we're at this point of the story already for Demon Slayer. Um, but I'm excited for the movies. I cannot wait to see how they're gonna do it. I think major spoilers here, but I think what they're gonna do first is I want to say that they're gonna save the Akaza fight last. That's what I think. But I just saw like a post on social media recently saying that that's gonna be the first one, and then the Doma fight, and then the Upper Moon one fight will be the last movie. But I don't know. I don't want to think too much about it either, because like they kind of all intertwine during this part of the story where like each fight is going. But I would prefer to see Akaza versus Tanjiro last versus like that being the first one. I was hope like I would want to see like the Zenitsu fight first, and then jump into the kind of like the first movie would just kind of tease the first fights of all of them first. So you'll see like Tanjiro run into Akaza, then you see Doma, and then you see Upper Moon One. They're all kind of like facing off each other. And then the second movie would be more like all the action scenes, and then the third movie would kind of just wrap everything up. But things could be different. Like I said, it could just be like individual fights for each movie. That would be pretty cool too. But the post I saw said it was going to be the Tanjiro fight first, and then Doma, and then Upper Moon One. So that'll be pretty interesting to see how they wrap that up. Um, and I know what Ufotable is going to do. Like they're going to blow like the fight scenes out of the park. It's going to be crazy because like if you look back at Mugen Train, how short that fight was in the manga, and then when they animated it, it was phenomenal. They went above and beyond what the panel actually were, like what the panels were. So I know for sure Ufotable was going to be crazy with like these upcoming fights, and um pretty much show off their budget and show that they can pretty much animate anything that they want. But I'm very excited for that, and I can't wait. I believe next year will be the release for Demon Slayer, the first movie of the three. So hopefully we get that soon. I'm of course Japan will get it first. I'm pretty sure they'll probably get it in the summer. Then maybe in the states we'll probably get it later on in 2025, unless they release it like the same week. But I highly doubt that. Um, what else? Oh, the My Hero movie will be coming out too. I saw the trailer for that. I know Japan will probably get it sometime either next month or the month after. And if that's the case, I do believe that the US will probably get that before or after Christmas, or before or after New Year's. So I'm hoping that the My Hero movie does well, and we get more release dates on that. What else have I been watching? I've been watching The Boys on Amazon Prime. The latest episode was pretty crazy too. Just if you have not watched The Boys, it's I don't know, you're missing out on great television. it's it's hilarious. It's very raunchy. It's action packed. It's gory. It's all sorts of things. It's something that is just they make the superhero stereotype better than what it is that we see in the movies. And Anthony Starr as Homelander is freaking crazy. Um, love him as Homelander, and with that latest episode, it was just hilarious seeing him react with Firecracker, and then even the scene of Huey in the dungeon for Tech Knight, that was hilarious too, and disgusting at the same time. And I just love like the little pokes that they have against like with Marvel or DC. Like Huey was dressed up as one of the rip-off characters for Spider-Man, and his safe word at the time was Zendaya. So that was it took me a while to kind of get it, like to get the safe word. I was like, oh, that's what they mean by that. So I thought that was pretty funny. And then yeah, the story is just it's crazy. I love that they're finally now unraveling more of Butcher, seeing what's wrong with him, and then like they also kind of teased more of like the Gen V characters in season 4 of The Boys. I hope that they showed like the other main characters from Gen V, or at least have them show up in the finale where like they team up, because I know that they're what Butcher's trying to do is get more of the virus. So I don't know I don't know what's going to happen after that. I have not read any of the comic books, so I don't know. Like I know what happens at the end, but I don't know if the show will follow that. I think it's going to be different. And then a lot of people are speculating that A Train will die. I think he is too. I think he will probably die at the end, but then it'll make him a hero versus like him being a villain. Um, I also think I think I'm thinking Butcher will die at the end. Maybe not the end of season 4, but the end of the show. And I also think that maybe some of the soups will lose their powers or something like that. I don't know. I'm just kind of predicting at the moment to see, because I like the show enough to where I'm glad that they're not trying to milk it out into like 6 or 7 seasons. I think season 5 will be the last season for that show. But yeah, that's my thoughts on the latest episode of The Boys. Um, what else is there? I feel like I'm just blowing through this really quick. It's only been like 20 minutes of this live stream. So, uh, let's see. What else have I been watching? I've been watching too much other anime. I've been watching The Bear. I just finished season 3 of The Bear, and my God, if you have not seen me like post about this show on Instagram, like I love this show. I honestly, The Bear was probably the one that I was anticipating for the most this year, especially season 3. And after that finale for season 2, it was just crazy. I was glad that they didn't just like brush up on Richie and Carmi's relationship. Like after the season 2 finale, they're still like beefing with each other throughout the whole season 3. So I'm glad that they kind of stretched that out. Um, but I liked it, but was it to what I expected? Not really. Like I know that they were kind of just building up more for season 4 since they got green lighted for season 4 too. um but I'm hoping that with this build up for the story in season 3, that season 4 will just be like all like not resolved, but more just finally all the plots coming together and seeing what Sydney's choices are. What is Carmi going to do about Claire and Richie, and what happens to the rest of the characters in the show in season 4? Because a lot of the season 3 stuff was just like a lot of, again, character building, plot building. I think probably the part that I liked the most in season 3 was probably Tina's episode, where you kind of see how she met Mikey, how she met Richie, how she got the job at the sandwich shop, and then also the finale where Carmi finally confronts the chef that was like bullying him, pretty much all in New York, played by Joe McHale, which he does a very good job in that scene. Like he's a very good asshole. But I also liked all the cameos too. Like you got to see like John Cena being one of the facts. Um, there was a lot of other good actors in there, and then like Jamie Lee Curtis's episode with Sugar, that was a great episode too. And just a lot of like you see more in depth of the characters in the show, and I'm glad that they kind of like deep dive more into them and not just focus on Carmi. And I really like John Bernthal, like Mikey's character. Like he had that one episode in Tina's. He was in that one scene of Tina's episode, just talking with Tina. Like you get so much out of his character in just like a scene like that, and you kind of understand where this is why Mikey was so pivotal in this show, even though he's not alive anymore. How he affected everyone in the restaurant, how he affects Carmi, how he affects Richie, and the rest of his family. Um, what else? And what else? And I'm glad that they didn't just like go. I know some people wanted more cooking in the show, but I'm glad they didn't do that. They just kind of showed you how crazy Carm went after trying to get this Michelin star, and like the business side of it, where he's spending so much money on ingredients and high quality ingredients and using it only once and tossing stuff out. And then, like his uncle is like upset that he's wasting all their money, because if they don't make money on the dinner service, then like they have to cover, or they're at losses with like whatever they purchase. And it's just so much back and forth, and it's like I said, it's the best way to describe the show is crazy. And so I absolutely love it. But I cannot wait for the next season. Hopefully they drop it next year. Hopefully there's no like gap or like yearly gap or something like that. I hope we get it soon. And then the last thing I'll talk about is Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon season 2. I think we're like 3 episodes in so far, so I can't wait for the next that one. I know this last episode was a lot of like just talking, and they teased the idea of Kristen Cole dying, even though nothing happened to him. I can't stand Kristen Cole. He's the character I hate the most. Like he is such a bitch in this show. Like he's so petty because he couldn't get Rhaenyra, and then now he's like playing with Allison, and then all the things like all the side comments he makes about Rhaenyra, like oh this this cunt queen and this stupid bitch that, and like it's just so dumb because we all know why he's mad, because he just couldn't sell oranges with Rhaenyra back in Dorne, and so that's why he's all petty like that, and he's all whipped. And then how dumb Allison is as well. Like she just, you for a moment you think Rhaenyra is like, oh, so maybe maybe my father did change his mind, and then Allison's like, yeah, he talked about Aegon, the prince who was promised, and I love like the facial expressions that Emma Darcy has. Emma does a great job at just portraying like Rhaenyra's grief to confusion to anger, and just like the look on Emma's face when they're like the son, the prince to be promised, like that's the song of Ice and Fire, and you just see how dumbfounded Allison looks, and she just doubles down like, nope, there's no mistake, and walks off. And oh man, I cannot wait for the next episode. I hope that there's more. I hope there's more fighting for sure, and uh, I really want to see some like dragons going at it. I don't know what's going. I haven't read the books. Please don't spoil anything for me for Game of Thrones. Um, I don't know what's going to happen next. I don't even know if they're following the books correctly. So, but I am excited just to see where they're going. And I mean, we all know what happens at the end. Like if you watch the original Game of Thrones, Joffrey already explained what happens to Team Black. But I just hope that with House of the Dragon, I hope that they kind of like uh not not like go exactly the same, like we'll go word for word, or like make it exactly how it's been explained, but maybe just like tease the idea and then like shift it here and there and change up the story a little bit just to get more like shock value, and then get to the ending of what we know. But I can't wait. I love Game of Thrones. I love The Bear. Those two shows are my favorite right now. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Like I don't have much time to do this stuff generally. I just figured like since I took a half day at work, um, came home and just like did some chores real quick, and why not jump on the live stream and talk to the fans and give you guys updates and kind of give you guys my thoughts on the stuff I've been watching again. Um, but yeah, I haven't done any conventions. I haven't gone to any conventions this year. Uh, I know there's a lot of people at Anime Expo this weekend, um, but I haven't done any of that. And I guess, like I said in the beginning of this live stream, I haven't touched any of the podcast stuff, any of the podcast episodes. It's just kind of like I've said earlier, it's just kind of shocking that like I can't believe it's already been a year since I did my last recording. Um, so it's I don't know. I really don't know what I'm gonna do with this podcast. Like I love the being able to nerd out and express stuff on my social media through this account. Like I don't really do much about it on my personal page. Using the spoiler first page gives me like a doorway to kind of just geek out about stuff and talk about the nerdy stuff with people who follow me. But if you guys do want more episodes, or like if you guys are still anticipating these other episodes, let me know how you guys want them. If you guys just want them like all unedited, like you just upload it straight how it is, or if you guys want it edited, or if you guys just want like if you follow the Instagram page, you'll see like the timeline of who I've been talking to and whatnot. um Hell, I'll probably upload them out of order if you guys want me to. Like if there's certain episodes that you guys want me to upload first, I'll probably do it out of order just because it's already been recorded. um but yeah, definitely take a look back at the old posts that I've made. And I think I made a post on Facebook and on Instagram as well. Like it's been pinned. You'll see like what's been recorded already, and then I still have like the Anime Frontier stuff that I haven't finished yet either. I still have I still have the Miley Flanagan interview that's unedited, and then I still have the Steve Bloom interview that's unedited. Um, and I think there was one more, but it's like I want to share that stuff, but I go back and listen to it. I just get so upset because having done have not been not being able to do press work in so long. I messed up so much stuff on as audio wise. Like visually, it's great because it's just very cameras right in front of them. But if I didn't my microphone's behind me, but the clip on mics that I have, I wish I bought those mics sooner to be able to record properly. Um, because like I go back and like look at all the Anime Frontier stuff, and I just don't want to edit it and touch it because the quality is just so bad. And yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I want to share it, but it's just a lot of work trying to type in like like write in the subtitles and kind of like make things clear for those who are listening. Um, and I don't know. I've been thinking about like, I mean, to keep the podcast going, like I might want to change up on like what I've been doing too. If I get back into it, like I've been really thinking about not just interviewing like voice actors anymore. I think I'm kind of done with that. I've done what I can interviewing voice actors and people in the anime community. I think it's because there's so many people doing it now, and I might want to focus on like on just doing reviews again, and maybe bring up like some of the Muay Thai community that I like, people that I've been talking to, like maybe my coaches or um, other people that I've met throughout like the seminars and all that stuff. So I've been kind of thinking of that, been thinking of doing that. If not that, then maybe like do more short form content where I just like record myself training at other gyms and talking to the coaches. So I don't know. That's all up in the air too. So I don't know if I'm gonna go through with that. Um, but yeah, it's that's pretty much it, man. And interview fighters. You see, yeah, I've been, yeah, that's one thing that I've been thinking about. So I don't know, maybe I can do that in the future after if I can get to editing everything else. But by that time, I don't know. Hopefully, I can get everything done before the end of the year, just to get it out the way, and then we'll see what happens with all this Muay Thai stuff. So, but yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. It's been fun talking about the stuff that I've been watching, catching up with you guys. It's been great. And thank you guys for watching and continue to support Spoiler First Podcast. Again, if you have not listened to all of the episodes, please do, because it's all there on YouTube and on podcasting platforms. Um, Go check out the other podcasts that I've mentioned, like What's in My Head podcast, Animation Destination. Go check out like the other Hmong podcasters that I follow too. Go check out No Eggs podcast. There's also Reminisce podcast, and a bunch of other people. Like I've noticed there's like a huge jump in podcasting again. Like everyone's podcasting at this point, which is probably why I don't want to podcast anymore, because there's so many people doing it and we're all talking about the same things and doing the same thing. So I don't know. That's why I'm kind of like not really on the scene anymore. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in, and have a great day.